What's up, Rob here from oldcityvapors.com, and back finally to do another video. I know it's been a while. I've had some camera issues and software issues and all kinds of stuff, and upon trying to record this video, my camera started freaking out again, and everything that I just recorded earlier came out sounding like Mickey Mouse. And the video was like sped way up, and I have no explanation for why. Sometimes weird things happen around here. Anyway, today's video is going to be not really an unboxing or anything, but a review on an Oracle deck by Colette Reid-Baron called Postcards from Spirit. This is the deck. It's a 52 card deck. Like I say, it's an Oracle deck. Not a fortune telling deck, nothing like that. And it's straightforward. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about the deck a little bit more. Postcards from Spirit. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's you pull a card and it's a postcard, looks like a postcard, has kind of a vintage look to it. And it has a message on the back. Comes with a little guidebook, which I'll show you. We're going to go down low and personal, and I'll show you the cards and more on the box and everything else in just a minute. But it has a message on the back of each card, and it's kind of an inspirational, loving type message. Some of them are a little more direct than others. Some of them, sometimes you get a message, you're not really like wanting to hear it. It'll be like, hey, get your act together. It's not all like rainbows and daisies and unicorns. Sometimes they're kind of direct and to the point, and sometimes that's what you need to hear, to get your stuff together, to say it nicely. Back of the box looks like this, and what's cool also is this box opens from the top, whereas most boxes open this way or sometimes on the side. This one opens from the top, which is kind of unique, kind of cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, like I say, this box of cards retails for $19.95. You can get it a little cheaper. Sometimes you can find them on sale, shop around, find deals, but regular price is $19.95. $20 for a nice deck of cards. Comes in a nice box. That's a fair price to me. Sometimes, you get a deck of cards, they're like $30, $45. Some of them are kind of expensive. This one is right in the ballpark of affordable, in my opinion. So I'll read you what it says on the back of the box, the description of the cards and the Oracle deck itself. She says, have you ever wanted to receive a personal message from the other side? Now you can. Imagine traveling to a sacred place where you're able to receive communications from your loved ones or those who have passed on, your ancestors, your spirit guides, or even your guardian angels. What if they knew what you needed to know about every aspect of your life's journey? What if when you ask for advice or a sign about your direction, you could receive it in the form of a postcard from Spirit? That's a pretty good description of how this deck works. Like I say, it's straightforward, it's easy, does come with a little guidebook, which I'll show you here again in a minute. But the guidebook is pretty small. There's some important information in it, but you don't really even need a guidebook with this deck, which is what's cool. Sometimes you get a deck and the guidebook is great, has huge explanations, the meaning of each card and this and that. And this is a deck that you can get and you pretty much shuffle it, meditate, whatever you want to do, ask your question, pull a card, and you get an answer. It's that easy. So, while you do get a little bit of a guidebook with it, you don't really even need it with this deck, which is cool. Sometimes I just like simple, straightforward, go to it right, from the get-go. You don't have to go back and look and decipher a meaning or anything. This one's kind of intuitive. It has the message, and your intuition will, you can take the message for what it is and kind of read into it your own, thoughts and meanings from the description or the message that's on the postcard itself. A little about Colette Reid-Baron. Like I say, she's created several really cool decks. I have a couple of them here. I want to get her new crystal deck, but Colette Reid-Baron has created this original, unique card system, oracle system, to open a portal to the other side of the veil through a compassionate and sometimes playful chorus of voices, as if you're receiving a postcard just for you from another dimension. A message that carries profound meaning as well as practical advice. Ask your loved ones, spirit guides, or guardian angels to help you guide in all of life's issues. Pose a question, and a postcard from spirit will show up with just the right answer. And it's amazing how it pretty much does. The artwork on this on the cards themselves is done by Jena DellGrottaglia. Hopefully I pronounced that name right. And the cover design was by Tricia Breidenthal. So she did the cover work, and Jena DellGrottaglia did all the artwork on the cards. So speaking of the cards, let's go down low and personal and take a look at them. Up close and personal. Here we go. All right, here is the deck up close and personal. Again, postcards from Spirit. How much are these? It says right there on the box, if you can see that. I don't know if you can. $19.95. You can get them a little less than that if you shop around. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in Barnes & Noble. You can get them all over the place. You can go right to hayhouse.com and get them from there as well. But regular retail price is $19.95 for a deck. That's not a bad price for what you're getting here. These cards themselves, when I pull them out here, the top of the box again opens up, just, right from the top right here. It's the front of the box. Here's the back of the box, has the description and kind of a picture of the cards and stuff so you can see them. But hey, we're going to take a look at them so you actually get to see them. The box opens on the top. I like that. And pulling the cards out, the box itself is a nice sturdy box, which I like. I hate when you pay, $20-$30 for a deck of cards and you get this cheesy little flimsy box. This thing's nice and sturdy, so you can keep your cards in the box if you like, and it'll keep them well protected, which I'll talk about that again in just a minute. The guidebook that comes with the cards themselves, like I say, it's not a huge, big, thick guidebook. It's actually 3 pages on one side. You flip it over, 4 on the other. So there's not a whole lot in the guidebook, but what is in the guidebook it's pretty pertinent information. Like I say, the cards pretty much speak for themselves. That's what I like about this deck. I like, sometimes you can get real intricate descriptions of a card, of the image and this and that, and the meaning, and the book will, have a big detailed description. These pretty much read themselves. So there is a few different things in the guidebook that, tell you about drawing a second card or even a third card, second card for clarity. You can, check the information out like that. It has a little bit about the author on the very back of the card. But like I say, for the most part, these cards read themselves. That's what's cool about them is, you have the deck and you're good to go. So again, the cards themselves, they look like this. They look just pretty much what the name of them, postcards. Postcards from Spirit. It looks like a postcard. It looks like kind of an antique style postcard. And what I was saying about keeping them in the box, keeping them from getting worn, that's what's cool about these cards. A lot of decks, after you have them for a long time and they've been shuffled a million times and they start kind of getting some wear to them, these in particular, I think would look cooler. The more they wear, the cooler they're going to look. The older they're going to look. So that's a plus side. The cards themselves, each one of them are a little bit different. Some of them have a 2-cent stamp. Some of them have a 5-cent stamp. different colors, different images on the cards themselves. And by the way, the size of these, if you split them in half, they're about a normal size playing card. There are about 2 of those put together. They measure 3 3/4 tall, 5.5 inches long. So that'll give you an idea of the size of them. And like I say, each one of them kind of looks a little bit different color wise and everything. So make sure I can kind of keep the cards in the center of the frame, Rob. Let's just pull this one, for instance, and we'll see what the message says on the back of it. There's the back of the card with the message. And this is what's cool about these cards, too, is most of the times the messages are pretty inspirational, kind of lighthearted, loving sort of messages. Some of them, they don't pull any punches. They're I pulled one earlier for myself, and it was basically, hey, time to get your, stuff together. Still a positive message, but sometimes, they don't pull punches. They're kind of direct and to the point. Let's see what this one says. This one says, "Dearest you, miracles never run out. Look back over your life and you will see so many moments of synchronicity when all the right people, the right place, the right opportunities, and the right time just showed up without any of your help. Think back to how you felt just before a miracle happened. You felt you were giving up, but it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. We want you to know that the miracles are being connected for you, and you will never ever run out of them. You just don't get the choice how they come. We will deliver them when they show up and what they will do for you. All of that is in our department. Spirits know what's best for you and what wants to be expressed through you. You are incredible and amazing and a magnet for miracles. That would be a good matter for you today. Excuse me. That would be a good mantra for you today. What would be good for me today is some better glasses. We're on it. Relax. If only you knew how much you were loved. Sigh." So there's the message on the back of this one. Again, they can kind of be direct, still a loving message, but it's like, hey, you're feeling bad. Don't forget how, lucky you have it, how good you have it in other areas of your life. Something might be bugging you, but at the same time, hey, look around the corner. Something good could happen. So, like I say, there's the cards. I've given you the size, the kind of looks of them, and the messages on the back. All a different message. And the colors on the back of the card are all different as well. And my dogs are going to bark. But there you have it. And the cards themselves, the stock on them, I like. It's a nice kind of thick stock, kind of a satiny finish and feel on the cards as well. And overall, I'm really happy with this deck. Done a few readings. I've pulled cards for myself, and I've done it for some friends, and they always seem to be kind of right on the money. So there you have it. Postcards from Spirit. Would I suggest getting this deck? Yeah, definitely. If you like Oracle decks, which I do, sometimes tarot decks can be, a little longer, drawn out. Oracle decks, I like decks that are kind of short and to the point. And this deck is what I would consider, right out of the box, you can start using them, and they're pretty easy, but the messages are pretty important, pretty direct messages. So I like the deck myself. Am I glad I got it? Yes, definitely. And there you have it. Postcards from Spirit. The artwork's good on them. The feel of the cards are good. The messages are good. The box is good. So what more do you want? And like I say, you can shop around, get them for different prices. But regular retail price is about $20 for the deck, which isn't bad in my opinion. So there you go. Postcards from Spirit. Check them out and get yourself some if you like them. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another review on some other decks of cards, which I have several to come. All right. Thanks again. Bye-bye.